Hi guys, today I have program write a program to print the sum of left diagonal and the sum of right diagonal in a square matrix. Let's suppose I have a 2D array and I have arranged the element in the form of matrix. I previously discussed the how can arrange the elements in the form of matrix. Let's suppose this is a matrix. Then what is the left diagonal here? The elements which lie on this line which I draw. This these elements are called elements of left diagonal. And these elements which are lie on this line are called right diagonal elements. Now, to find the which elements are lie, we have to discuss about the element position or index. What is the index of these elements which are lie on the left diagonal and which are on lie on the right diagonal. For better understanding, I am writing here I draw a square matrix. In this matrix, we want to write the position of each element. Let's suppose it have two rows and two columns. So elements index of the elements in 2D array will be first element will be 0 0 index. That means this is the value of I and this is the value of j. And the second element's position is 0 1. That is the element the index of I will be 0 and index of j will be 1. And third element will be 0 2. In the same way I can write other indexes. Now the when I move second row, then value of I will be 1 and j value will be 0. Now 1 1, this is the next element position, and 1 2, this is the last element position of the matrix for this row. And last element 0 2 is the first element of this row, and 0 1 is the second element of this row, and 0 2 2, sorry, 0 not here, 2 1 and 2 2. These are the position of the all elements which are 3 cross 3 square matrix. With the help of this index, I can find the which elements are lie on the left diagonal. If I want to know which, which elements are lie on the left diagonal, so I have to write some common property of these elements. So if I talk about these elements, then the if I here write a common property for these elements, then I notice here I and j both will be 0, and the next element of this left diagonal I and j also will the same, but that means 1 1, and the last element of this diagonal all the elements are same, that means 2 2. And excluding these elements, no any other elements here which have the same index of I and j. So we can use this property to find these elements. So we can write something like if I equal j, that means if I equal j, then these, this condition only fulfill when these elements occur. I hope you better understand this point. This is condition for left diagonal. So in the same way, we can find the condition for right diagonal elements. Right diagonal of elements are these elements. Then here I want to find some common property for these elements. Then what is the common property for these elements? If I see here, then first element index of this 0 2 and second element 1 1 and third element is 2 0. That means here if I add the index of I and j, then both will be 2. You can take all the element of right diagonal. In each element, the sum of left diagonal, sorry, sum of I and sum of j will be remains 2. You can add this. First 0 plus 2, it will be 2. And second element, I is 1 and j is 1. Then when add I plus 1, j is equal to 2. And third element of this diagonal, 2 and 0. I is 2 and j is 0. When I add I plus j, it will be also 2. So I getting this point that sum of when the sum of I and j will be 2, then these elements are lie on the right diagonal. Excluding these elements, no any elements which has the I and j which has 2. Sum of I and j is R2. So for right diagonal, I will write if I plus j equals to 2. I am clearly here stating this. If I plus j equal to 2, that means, sorry, here it will be 2. Then it will uh, indicate which elements which are lie on the right diagonal. Now we can easily find using this property in a matrix to access these elements. Now doing this in the program. So to make program, I am starting Blue and start to writing code. Here I am creating a class. Name of the class is diagonal. Sum of diagonal. We cannot give here this sum of left and sorry sum of d. You can write sum of d. D means diagonal. I've written the name of the class is sum of d. So we will start writing code for this program. import java dot util dot scan class sum of the, this is the name of the class, and we will start main method. In the main method, now I will declare a matrix 2D array. To declare 2D array, first I have to take the input of the size of the matrix. So I will write here, I show a message to user, enter the size of square matrix. Here user will be enter the size of the square matrix. This is square matrix, so I know that the number of row and number of column will be same. So we have to take only one variable to take input size of the square matrix. Now I will use a integer variable int n, which is containing size of matrix. Now int n sc dot next int, because its size will be given by user, so I am putting here in the size in the n variable. Here is sc, sorry, I have not created here scanner class object, so I am creating here scanner class object, scanner sc assign new scanner system.in. Now we can use sc as the object to take input. Next I have to declare it array 2D array. Now I'm writing int arr, this is the name of the array, and it is two dimensional array, so I have to make two boxes here, int arr, int here I have to mention size of this array is m cross n, n cross n, so I will write n cross n because this is the square matrix, so I can write here this size to declaring this. Here as number of row and number of column will be same, so here I am written n cross n, or n and n both. M and n will be replaced at the n and n because number of rows and number of columns of this matrix are equal. This is square matrix. What is the problem here? Int accepted. I don't, sorry, here I am not here written new keyword, new. Now it is okay. In the next line, I want to take input from the user in this array. So to take input from the user, I have to write system dot out dot print ln, enter the size of the array, sorry, enter the elements of the array. enter the elements of matrix. This will be most suitable. Elements of matrix. Now user will try to take input in the matrix. Now here is a mistake. Intent print ln. This will be print ln. Now to take input in each element one by one, I have used for loop. For int I start from 0. I is less than n and I plus plus. In the I plus plus, we have not written I. Okay. Now in the for I loop, I have to take a nested loop j. For j, it will be also start from 0 and j should be less than also n, because here are number of rows and number of columns are same. Then the I will write here not declared j, int j. Now in this loop I should take input from the user, so I will write I arr, because matrix is arr of I, arr of I. Okay, where is controller cursor here? Arr of I and j. It will come from the keyword, so we can take input with the user of SC object and using next method, next int method, because these are integer value. Now this is the input part of this. Now here I want to explain you. Here this is the complete statement to take input from the keyboard. In this I am using here two I and j loop. According to I and j, this is the element, this is the array element, and the according to I and j, the array's element is changed one by one. Let's suppose I am trying to explain this. Let's suppose I have a array of size. Here I want to take 2D array. Then write this. Let's suppose this is 2D array, which is in the form of matrix. How we can take input in this array with the of this loop with the help of this loop. Now I'm trying to explain this here. When I equals to 0 and j equals to 1, then here what is written? Here written is ARR of I and j. That means when I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, this will be like this: I and 0 and 0. Now this is the index which represents this element. Here is 0 0 positions. Element of the position is this 0 0. So this, when I equals to 0, j equals to 0, this code is will be represent to this position. Now we can, if ARR of when I equals to 0 and j equals to 1, then it will be represent of this element, because that's index will be 0, sorry, this will be 1 again, 0 comma 1. Now in the same way, when I equals to 0 and j equals to 2, then the element which represent ARR of 0 and 2 will be this element 0 2. This is the element which represent of this index. So in the same manner, we can take input in an array using this loop. Now I am explaining and write written on this side. I am again telling you that this complete part to I have written to take input in an array 2D array 2D array, because this is 2D array. Now we will move on the next code. Now I have to calculate the sum of left diagonal and sum of right diagonal. To sum to find the sum of left diagonal and sum of right diagonal, I should use two variables, sum of left diagonal and sum of right diagonal. To I have to take two variables. So here we are writing, declaring two variables, sum of sum L sum L sum L sum represent the sum of left diagonal, which is equals to 0, and another variable R sum, which is for right diagonal. Now in the initial stage, these are empty, we can say 0. So I will use for loop for calculation to access each element one by one. For int I start from 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, or I will use nested loop. I equals to 0, I is less than n. Sorry, here will be different variable. Int j start from 0, j should be less than n and j plus plus. This is the way to access each element one by one. So I will check this element lie on the left diagonal or right diagonal, because with the help of these loops I can access one element at a time. So this time I will check the current element of the array. I will check it is lie on the left diagonal or right diagonal. If this element is lie on the left diagonal, I will add this in the left sum, and if this element are lie on the right diagonal, then I will add into right diagonal variable. If they are not lying on the left diagonal or not lying right diagonal, so I will not add in the any variable. I will not put in the any variable. So I am writing here, if L I plus j equals to, here I want to tell you one thing. If I taken matrix of 3 cross 3, then the sum of, if I've taken size of matrix 3 cross 3, then sum of I and j, here I'm talking about right diagonal. First I write the element which lie on the index of this element. This will be 0 2, and this will be 1 1 1 comma 1, and this will be 0 comma 2. These are indexes which are lie on the right diagonal. So in 3 cross 3 array, the last index will be 2. If here I take n cross n, then last element will be 0 comma n minus 1, because size of here 3, then it will be 2 minus less than this size 1. So we should also take n minus 1 here, because the here size is n. Then I can say that for right diagonal we can use, if I plus j equals to size is n minus 1, I should use this condition. So I'm writing this condition here. I plus j, I plus j, n minus 1. We will write in the bracket, so that here will be not any issue of precedence and associativity. Now, if this is the code for right diagonal, if the which element lie on the right diagonal, I want to add in the right sum. So I will write right r sum equals to r sum plus A of I J. And the same way I can write the sum of right diagonal. So I will use for loop, sorry, left diagonal. I will use for loop to sum of left diagonal here. Int I start from 0. No, no, no. Here I will not use for loop. Here I will use if condition. If I equal to 0, then I will use put in the right diagonal, sorry, left diagonal. So here is a mistake, perhaps. I'm checking this. Here, this is not name of the array is A. This is ARR. Now I will add in the left diagonal. So L sum equals to L sum plus A of ARR of IJ. So I want to explain again these things what I am doing here. I am using here if by this code when this condition has true, then this code will be fire. That means this code only true if element lie on the right diagonal. So here I am putting the value in the right diagonal, adding each element one by one which are on the right diagonal. And this is the for right diagonal and this is code for the left diagonal. Now here I am checking this is condition for the left diagonal. When this condition satisfy, that means this is the element which lying on the left diagonal. So we can add in the left sum this element I have written here. I hope you are getting these points clearly. Now after the both loop executing, this complete loop executing, what will be here? Here this will be the sum of left diagonal of the matrix in the this variable and sum of right diagonal of the matrix will be in this variable. Now we can easily print this because I have calculated here. Now we continue this code. Now I will display the message sum of left diagonal and sum of right diagonal. System dot out dot print and then sum of sum of element which are on the left diagonal diagonal is tell sum and thus using again this code I can write sum of right diagonal So I'm copying this message and pasting again for right diagonal. So I have to change here r sum because right diagonal sum variable is r sum, and this message will be right diagonal. Now I hope you will understand. Now I am trying to run this program. Here is no syntax error. Compiled the program successfully. Now I am trying to run this. Creating instance here. Mhm. Now it's nice running properly. I am clearing window and trying to again run. Something error in my page is not showing properly. Response one time. Now again creating this. This is output window. Enter the size of matrix. So I am putting here size 3. Now enter the matrix elements of matrix. So I am putting for the simple calculation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the simple input. So sum of left diagonal is 15 and sum of right diagonal are 50. Now I am calculating manually. So if I take this in the form of these elements in the form of matrix, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the element. These elements are the left diagonal. So 1, 5 is 6, 6 plus 9. It will be 15. And the sum of right diagonal. These elements of the on the right diagonal. So 3 plus 5 is 8 and 8 plus 7 will be also 15. So our output is correct here. Left diagonal and right diagonal both are the showing here correctly. I hope you understood this program. Thank you.